So I am a reader, which means that throughout my life I have encountered a class of people who ask me questions like,
Oh, you're a reader. But what do you get by reading so many useless books?
isn't fiction useless? You are probably not unaware of these people who think that fiction as a genre is completely useless, and my point of making today's video is to say that no.
No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Fiction as a genre is completely useful, and in fact sometimes it's more useful than non-fiction if you think properly. The problem is that people who think that fiction is useless don't read fiction in the first place. So I think that's very ironical if you're passing your judgment on something that you don't have an idea about. So Franz Kafka said that a book must be the X for the frozen sea within us, and I relate so well with this quote. What a lot of people fail to realize is that fiction is not imagination at all. Fiction is as real as you and me, and why you don't realize this is probably because you are more relaxed when reading fiction, but actually fiction is supposed to disturb you. Fiction is supposed to shake you out of your comfort zone. That is what I call good fiction. And if you're reading a good fiction book, you'll know what I'm talking about. So if you're reading Robinson Crusoe and just thinking it to be a story that is about a man who travels to an unknown place, you're doing it wrong from the very first place. When you're reading Robinson Crusoe, you must rather look at it as a model of British colonization, like the way the British came to unknown lands and they just made everybody who was living there their servants, as Robinson Crusoe does with Man Friday. And that is so intense. Now, if you are not a reader, if you don't read much, it's difficult for you to understand this in the very first reading. But you'll eventually do that and understand that fiction actually has too many layers beneath it that you have to absorb. And only when you absorb the whole meaning of fiction, that's when you start enjoying fiction and realizing that fiction is more useful than anything else in the world. Fiction books portray the reality, the good and the bad of it, how the society can achieve to be a better one, what kind of mentality should a human being be having to strive for a better future. Fiction books show us how to live, the right way of living. Yes, non-fiction is very important in case you want to get rich, in case you want to have a better life. But if you want to have a life, you need to read fiction. And that is where fiction comes to be the most handy. So fiction is more useful than anything else in the world. Also, there are so many practical uses of fiction books. If you're reading fiction books, you get to know about currencies of different countries, the people in different countries, their festivals, their historical background. And there is so much knowledge that one fiction book gives you. I have read like over 200 books in my life, and that has helped me so much in developing my personality. I was totally a different person before I read so much, and now I've changed completely, and I attribute that change, and I think it's a good change, to books. So in case you want to change your life, in case you want to be a better person, you want to strive for a better society, please read books, and not only non-fiction but fiction as well. Fiction is not useless, and anybody who thinks fiction is useless is probably not a reader, so you must not be thinking about what they say. That being said, I am Helly and my channel is all about books. So in case you like to read books, in case you read a lot of books, or in case you want to read books and become a better person, you must be subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell on. In case you like this video, make sure you gave it a big thumbs up and commented with your response to people who think that fiction is useless, because I'd like to know your point of views too. In case you enjoy what I do and you want to support me in my aim of making India read, make sure you're becoming a patron on patreon.com. If you become a patron, you get a lot of exclusive benefits, including mentions on my channel. I'd really like to thank my patrons Shankar Nandakumar, Mohammad Izhar and Sri Lakshmi for supporting my channel, and I hope that I'll have more people joining the list soon. Until my next video, bye bye.